It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about justice. What's it all about? It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world.
My name is Judy Fjell. I was born Judy Grossfield in Big Timber, Montana. And when I decided to perform, I decided that that was not a great performing name. So I took the Grossfield and split it apart into Fjell, which is the place in Norway that my ancestors were from. And Grus means big, Fjell means mountain. I kept the Fjell, which I thought was a great stage name, and it looks beautiful when I sign artwork. But the crazy thing was that people don't know how to pronounce FJ. So it's also been kind of a great conversation piece. I grew up in Big Timber, which is a very much a Norwegian-centered town, or used to be. I worked at a dude ranch when I was 14, south of Big Timber. The dude ranch is called the X-Bar A. And there I got acquainted with Helen Clark, the owner, who played classical guitar style. Well, actually, she played folk guitar style, nylon string guitar, and she did Joan Baez songs. So I had heard a lot of folk music on the radio because KGHL in Billings used to have a folk program, the Hootenanny program on weeknights, the Pete Seeger program. So I had to listen to a lot of that, and by the time I listened to Helen doing Joan Baez material, I was kind of hooked on the idea of playing guitar. And when I went back to Big Timber that fall, which I think was 64, may have been 63. Anyway, I picked up a garage sale guitar for $15 and I never looked back. So I started playing folk music. I had developed a little group in high school. We called ourselves the Empty Set, and our sign was a fee. And then I just kept playing music. And when I went to St. Olaf College in 1967, I met a friend, Nancy Winder, Nank, we called her, who she and I just played music nonstop all through my sophomore year. So I just kept playing. I performed some, and when I was in my 30s, it was mostly in my 30s, I started writing. And that happened because a friend of mine in Corvallis, Oregon, where I was living at the time, brought me a box of his poetry. His name is Harry McCormick. He's was very active in the American Indian movement, in the Tilth movement, and organic farming, etc. So he brought this stack of poems, and he said, I think you ought to write songs. He said, use any of these. So that's kind of how I started really writing, was having that kind of affirmation from Harry. I just kept on writing songs. And when I came out as a lesbian in my 20s, I felt more like I could write what was really happening for me instead of just, I've never been a commercial music writer. I always have been about personal expression. And truth in personal expression seems to be a value I hold pretty high, because I was never willing to write songs just to sell something. And the subjects I choose to write about are often political, but not always. I used to, when I had my promotion, I would say Judy Fjell, the humorous, the romantic, the political, the spiritual, because I write about all of those things. And in my concerts, I often sing about any or all of those things, because I just sing what I believe, and I also sing what I think the audience wants to participate in. So that's the property of music. One of the properties of music that I really love is that it gets in us. and it can also connect us with other people. So the work that I'm doing with what we now call the Jumbo program was a seed grant started by the UCC here in town. It's the refugee children from Afghanistan and Democratic Republic of the Congo. What we're doing is having music and art activities one day a week in the afternoon, and singing together is such a unifying experience. So, you know, I love working with kids. I've worked with kids forever. I still teach 3 days a week. I've got about 13, 14 students. And it's one of my favorite things is sharing how do we carry on with music. And folk music, it is music of the people. And I believe that if the melody sticks and the words stick, then it's a good song. What I'm coming to these days is understanding how much of my identity is as a writer. That and that's not a writer to write what somebody wants. It's that deep kind of calling inside where you just write because you have to, which is how my songwriting started. And I am still doing that. I am an artist who I feel a very deep calling to express not only about myself, but about how I see the world and how I think I might be able to help the world. But when I first started writing a lot in my 30s, it was because I couldn't not do it, which was, you know, it's quite an experience to feel like something's just grabbing you by the collar and you have to do it. And I became a very good guitarist during my career, and that still serves me well, although the years are beginning to make it much more difficult to just pull arrangements together. Although that concert we did a couple weeks ago, it's amazing to me what memory is in your hands. In my hands, it's like, I don't know how this stuff still comes out. I know thousands of songs. Where do they end? Where do they live? In there somewhere.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone. Celebrate all our mistakes if there's a silver lining. Silver lining. We still have to find it, find it, find it. Sing with us. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes, and I forget what I came here to do, but I keep on trying till it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is love and light and vibration. Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in every day. Look for the people. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in